too, but I think especially Caitlin Clark, she's been killing it. And I'm a huge fan, and I never say that, but I think it's fun what she's doing. When it comes to viewership, man, I think a lot of people have a lot to learn about our league, but I think that's a really fun thing. And if you have really anything negative to say about all the viewership and everything that this rookie class is doing, I just think that you're not capitalizing on it, and you might be a little jealous. So for me, I'm all for it. I'm about it. I love all this stuff.
Because to Caitlin Clark, Sophie Cunningham recently appended the Wnba. And she's not merely handing Clark a. Kudos to her for drawing attention to the league. But here's the real tale. This goes beyond compliments. It's about a significant change taking place in Indiana.
Wow, wow, wow. The Indiana Fever have traded Melissa Smith and got Sophie Cunningham in a three-way trade. And boy, do I want to talk about it.
The Fever are making big moves, and some players aren't part of the plan. Melissa Smith gone her bad attitude finally. Caught up with her and her girlfriend. Jai Carrington, she's been stirring up drama all season. Now they're both headed to Dallas. Indiana is building something special, and it all starts with respect. Let's break it down. Can you believe what just happened? Sophie Cunningham's been talking about playing with Caitlin Clark for ages, and now it's actually happening.
Why does everybody hate Caitlin Clark? And do you hate Caitlin Clark? Come on, talk
dude.
to me.
Absolutely not. I think that she's a gem. I didn't know her, but All-Star Weekend, we kind of bantered back and forth a little bit. And she's lovely. She has a lot of pressure on her shoulders. And I think a lot of people always have a lot to say with people they don't even know or shoes they've never been in. And for me, I think she's handling the pressure very well. She's doing a lot of great things for women's basketball. And I'm a fan. Like, I would love to play with her one day, for real.
Let's go back a little. The important part is that Sophie wasn't just admiring Clark from a distance. She was essentially pleading to join her squad, I believe. Sophie had been watching Clark light up the court and couldn't stop talking about her game.
I think everyone knows. She's well known around the world at this point, but I'm going to go with Caitlin Clark is going to be super special.
What do you think Caitlin Clark's impact on the league?
You know what? I think that she's a phenomenal player. She's one of the best college players to come out of college. I do think there's going to be a little bit of growing pains, but she is so dominant and so hardworking that I'm super excited for what she's going to bring to the table.
Recall that All-Star Weekend viral video. The basketball gods must have been listening since Sophie had just signed a deal. Sophie grabbed Clark and said, "Hey, wanna come to Phoenix?"
Sophie Cunningham drunk. Sophie Cunningham was so drunk on All-Star Sunday. And she went straight up and was like, come to Phoenix, come to Phoenix.
Talk about realizing your dreams. Now you may be wondering what Sophie actually thinks of Clark. Well, she's not holding anything. Sophie is out there claiming that Clark is doing incredible things for women's basketball and that she's managing the pressure like a pro. On the court, Sophie is prepared to support it with her impressive three-point shooting and formidable defensive abilities. Sophie Cunningham is set to become Clark's off-court hype lady and on-court protector. So she's not just joining the craze.
I don't know if that happens. And in Sophie Cunningham is, when it comes to Salona Cunningham, they can play the 3, they can play the 4. They can play like a little bit at the 2 maybe. Like when you get these super versatile players.
And if you felt that was significant, just wait till you find out who is dropping the Fever to make way for Sophie. But for a moment, let's concentrate on the good. In the WNBA, Sophie has been a formidable presence. Remember how she scored 35 points in a single game last season? That's the sort of firepower she's bringing to the Fever. She has that never-say-die attitude that fans adore.
There and Sutton forcing that turnover. Oh, nice step through, dropping the rookie. You go, Sophie, go!
And here comes Sophie and the Mercury. Cunningham buries the 3.
Can't get it to fall. Cunningham the rebound in traffic. Cunningham from deep.
But it goes beyond the numbers. Every coach wishes they had Sophie's team-first mentality. She's always going for the low balls, setting hard screens, and doing the dirty work that doesn't appear on the stat sheet. Now that she'll be doing all of that with Caitlin Clark, the combination will be a nightmare for the opposing team.
But I do have to say, Sophie Cunningham is a very, very, very interesting one for Indiana.
What's really awesome about this whole situation is it's like witnessing a fan become a part of the show they've been enamored with. And Sophie isn't just joining the team. She's realizing a dream she's had for years. You can bet she'll bring the same enthusiasm and energy to every practice and every game.
Can shoot a little bit, can play some defense, and is a bit of grit. She's probably going to start. She genuinely is probably going to start.
Let's now discuss what this means for the Fever. In addition to a good player, they're acquiring someone who will boost the team's morale. Sophie is the type of player who improves the lives of those around her. She never fails to get her teammates excited with a high five or a supportive remark.
The Indiana Fever are going to probably be one of the they're going to be one of the top teams in the W next year, and they got significantly better. Look, I think Sophie Cunningham is a better fit than whoever they were getting with the 8th pick. I think Sophie Cunningham at this point in time is better than Sonia Citron, who's not going to be there at 8. She's better than Anissa Morrow at this point in time. Potential-wise, sure, but the thing is that the Indiana Fever have been made it very, very clear that they are trying to win while Aaliyah Boston and Caitlin Clark are on rookie contracts, and in order to do that, you have to get the best talent available, and to do that, you had to give up Melissa Smith.
And you know what? A rising star like Caitlin Clark needs someone who will support her and encourage her to achieve even more, in contrast to Melissa Smith, who seems to be against Clark. Sophie is here to ensure that Clark and the entire Fever squad are even more the center of attention, not to take it.
What is that? What's it might not be from you, but like what is the? I mean, it feels on. It's not hate, but is it jealousy? Is it envy? Is it just like what is it?
Yeah, I see both sides. I'm not an extremist in any way, and so I like to see both sides of each party. I think when you have older people in the league, they work their tails off and they didn't get the recognition. They don't get paid millions of dollars before they even step on the court. You know what I mean? And for them, it's all about, okay, well, what are your stats? What are you doing for the actual game, like while you're playing?
Yeah.
And then for them,
you may be wondering if Sophie and Caitlin can actually play well together, but I can assure you that their games will be a fantastic match. Sharpshooter Sophie can move the floor to give Clark extra space to work. And you can be sure Sophie will be receiving wide-open stares all day long because to Clark's crazy court vision.
Now, Sophie Cunningham is a good player. She can shoot the 3. She can 3-and-D it. She's pretty good on defense. She's fast. I think the Fever are looking for like the fast pace. I think bringing Sophie over is definitely going to spread the floor a lot more.